Let's DIY the popular Oxbow wooden puzzler food toy for guinea pigs. Food toys like these are great for small pets and large pets because they encourage that foraging instinct that domestic pets just don't usually get to use. So instead, puzzle toys like these offer them an outlet for those skills and energy. And they really make a great mental workout.
So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is make the base. So first let me tell you what you need specifically for this toy. You're going to need some cardboard, and you're going to need 2 or 3 toilet paper rolls, or like a paper towel roll, maybe 2 of those. And that's all the toy's going to be made from. Then of course you're going to need scissors and some type of glue. And a pencil will be helpful too. Get this stick out of the way, we don't need that. So the first thing that we are going to make is the base. I'm going to make this into a circle now. I'm just gonna freehand it. Now, if you really want to, you can totally draw out a perfect circle, but I'm just gonna freehand it. If you have seen some of my DIYs before, you probably know I'm just very chaotic. I just do things, you know? Now what you're gonna need to do is make a second one of these. So I am gonna trace that out. I'm gonna take another piece of cardboard. I'm going to trace this on top of it. So now we have 2 circles that are basically the same or very close to being the same. Now what we are gonna do is make little hollowed sections like this has, these little circles. Now we're gonna use these to make the caps themselves, so the hollowed sections need to be slightly bigger than this circle. So what I'm gonna do is just trace out a couple of these. I'll put a few down just so I can kind of visualize how many we've got. I think I'm just gonna go for 4 just to be on the safe side, but you can definitely make this bigger or smaller depending on what you want. So what I'm gonna do is use this roll to draw circles. 2 circles. And the 4th circle. Bam. Alright. I didn't do a great job. That's okay. So you've got your 4 circles, and you're going to cut these out, but only on one of your circles, okay? So I'm going to leave this base to the side, and I'm just going to cut the circles out on this one. Now, we're using the outside, not the circles. So it's really important that you don't just like come in here and cut like this. So what you're gonna do in order to be able to cut these circles out as holes but leave the part around them intact is that you're gonna stab the middle of one of them and poke your scissors through, or you can just use a knife and it'll be a lot easier. I do have one, but I want to show you how to do it with scissors. Stab it through, and then what you can do is cut to the part that you drew and then start to cut. So in the beginning it's kind of hard, but then you'll start to have more room for your scissors. So if you see what I mean by that. Like I said, it will be easier with a knife, and I'll show you that as well, but I don't want you to be in the dark if all you have is scissors. And, you know, at first it's not going to look great, but then you can just finish off the pieces you missed. And if you end up making it a little bigger, that's totally fine. As long as the hole is not smaller, it can totally be a little bigger. Alright, so, you see what I mean? Now, I'm actually gonna use a knife because it is easier, but I just want to show you that. Now, circles are never the easiest thing to cut, but that's especially true when you're cutting cardboard. Just know that that is a universal experience. Notice I do have a cutting board down. I'm not just cutting my table. That's important. Also, like, you will cut your carpet if you do this on the floor. I'm the type of person that would do that. But you will absolutely cut a hole in your carpet, and you will be very upset with yourself. Or your parents, if you're young. They'll be very upset, so don't do that. Get a cutting board. You can even use like a kitchen cutting board. That's totally fine. It'll just be smaller. My second hole. All right, So now you have that and a mess of little cardboard pieces. Like, I never said this was a clean DIY, just that it was easy-ish. So now, if you put this on top of this, you'll see that it kind of looks like this. Yeah. I mean, it's a cardboard version. We're making cardboard versions, but still. So what you're gonna do is glue this onto there. There we go. Now the last step is to make these little cups, and you're gonna need as many as you made holes. So the way that you're gonna make these cups is first you're gonna fold this in half and just cut it to make it a more correct size. The size you're gonna want is a little taller than the actual size you're gonna want it to be. So I'm gonna make 4 of those. Now what we're gonna do is make them into little cups. So you're gonna take one of your pieces, fold it, and you're gonna cut about that much. So like 1/3 of the way down, okay? And then after you make that cut, you're gonna take it and fold it the opposite direction and make another cut like that. Same distance down. So now we have 4 cuts, as you can see, kind of like the top of a box. And just like how you might fold together the top of a cardboard box in order to close it, you're gonna do that here. So if you don't know what I mean, you're gonna fold down 1, okay? Then you're gonna fold down the next one. All right, then you're gonna fold down the next one. Now the last one is the hardest part. You're going to want this side to be over the topmost flap, and you're gonna want the other side to go under. So you're gonna kind of pop this flap up and pop that under there, like that. And kind of flatten out the top a little bit. And you'll see it kind of made a little closed little top, basically. All right. And then you have one of your little cups. And you're just gonna pop that right into one of your little holes. See? Now I'm gonna make 3 more of those. And there we go. You've got your 4 little cups. And you're just gonna pop them in those holes. And there you go. You've got a little cardboard dupe of the Oxbow's wooden puzzler. It's gonna hide treats there, here, or you can turn them upside down, put a treat in there, whatever you want. Maybe not as cute as that, but it was free.
Subscribe for all things guinea pig.